International Perspectives on Public Debt.
Empower them to use their data and get better loans, better healthcare, better education.
Policy that is not copying the past.
We are at the beginning.
We're using it for rainy days and sunny days right now.
Navigating Global Debt. 1. The debt landscape. A global overview. Debt has become a ubiquitous part of national economies, serving as both a tool for growth and a potential hindrance when mismanaged. Exploring how various countries handle debt is like setting sail across diverse economic terrains, each shaped by history, policies, and unique challenges. Debt, a double-edged sword. Debt isn't inherently good or bad. It depends on how it is utilized. For some countries, debt fuels development by funding infrastructure, healthcare, and education, laying the foundation for a prosperous future. However, if not carefully managed, debt can stifle economic potential, leading to severe fiscal constraints. Low debt to GDP ratios. Some nations, particularly in regions like the Gulf, maintain low debt to GDP ratios due to abundant natural resources and robust fiscal policies. This gives them flexibility in times of economic downturns. High debt levels. The other end of the spectrum. On the opposite end are nations like Japan, with debt to GDP ratios exceeding 200%. These countries depend on factors such as domestic debt ownership and low interest rates to maintain stability. Debt origins. Diverse causes. High debt levels often stem from efforts to stimulate the economy, finance social welfare, or recover from disasters. Some countries face chronic fiscal deficits where government spending outpaces revenues. Implications of high debt, heavy debt burdens can limit a government's ability to respond to crises, leading to fewer public services and higher taxes. This impacts the standard of living and reduces economic opportunities. Resilience. Amid high debt, many countries have successfully managed high debt levels through restructuring agreements, fiscal consolidation, and economic growth strategies, emphasizing the importance of prudent fiscal management. 2. Global debt markets, the intersection of nations and investors. Debt markets serve as a vital link between borrowers and investors, creating opportunities while posing significant risks. Government bonds, a foundation of stability. Government bonds, like U.S. Treasuries, offer relatively safe investments while funding critical projects. More volatile bonds from emerging markets attract investors seeking higher returns, but with more risk. Corporate bonds. Higher returns, higher risk companies also issue bonds to finance growth. These instruments offer higher returns than government bonds, though they carry greater risk. Municipal bonds. Community-focused investments. Cities and states issue municipal bonds to fund local infrastructure projects, giving investors a chance to support community growth while earning returns. Interest rates and inflation. Key forces in debt markets. Interest rates and inflation significantly impact bond values and investor decisions. High rates attract new investors, while inflation erodes the value of fixed payments. 3. International institutions and debt relief, a lifeline for indebted nations. Debt relief programs from institutions like the IMF and World Bank offer a vital lifeline to heavily indebted nations, guiding them toward financial stability. Debt relief, a path to economic freedom. For countries burdened by unsustainable debt, relief programs offer a chance to redirect resources towards critical development areas like health and education. The Heavily Indebted Poor Countries HIPC initiative launched in 1996. The HIPC initiative aims to reduce the debt burdens of the world's poorest countries, contingent on implementing essential economic reforms. IMF and World Bank evaluations. These institutions conduct assessments to determine if a nation's debt is sustainable. If not, relief packages, including restructuring or debt forgiveness, are crafted. Challenges in debt relief coordination among creditors is complex, and relief often comes with conditionalities like economic reforms, which can have social impacts. Adapting to new global challenges, with evolving global issues like pandemics and climate change, debt relief programs must adapt to ensure sustainability and economic resilience. 4. The Eurozone debt crisis, a case study in economic interdependence. The Eurozone debt crisis provides a case study of sovereign debt and the challenges of shared currency systems, revealing lessons about fiscal responsibility and economic interdependence. The rise of debt and borrowing countries like Greece and Spain borrowed heavily after adopting the euro, benefiting from lower interest rates that masked underlying fiscal weaknesses. Global financial crisis, a catalyst. The 2008 financial crisis triggered economic downturns, exposing the fragility of the Eurozone's economic structure. Greece, in particular, found itself at the heart of the crisis with unsustainable debt. Austerity measures and public unrest. The Troika, IMF, ECB, and European Commission imposed strict austerity measures on indebted countries, leading to widespread public discontent and severe economic contractions. Reforms to strengthen the Eurozone. In response to the crisis, the Eurozone strengthened its economic governance, improving fiscal coordination and introducing mechanisms like the European Stability Mechanism, ESM. Solidarity versus sovereignty. The crisis ignited debates about the balance between national sovereignty and deeper economic integration within the Eurozone, questioning the future of shared fiscal policies. 5. Bilateral and multilateral debt relief. Cooperation in action. Bilateral and multilateral debt relief efforts offer a beacon of hope for countries struggling with unsustainable debt, highlighting the power of international cooperation. Bilateral debt relief. Nation-to-nation support. Bilateral debt relief involves negotiations between two countries, with one providing relief to ease the financial burden of the other. Multilateral debt relief. A collective effort. Organizations like the World Bank and IMF lead multilateral debt relief, coordinating efforts among various creditors to provide sustainable solutions. The controversies in conditionalities. While debt relief is essential, critics argue that structural adjustment programs can sometimes exacerbate social inequalities, prompting debates about how relief is administered. Global solidarity in debt relief. Debt relief efforts remind us of the interconnectedness of global economies, emphasizing the importance of cooperation in ensuring economic stability and shared prosperity.